tomorrow. If you'd like a question in today's press conference, please use the raise hand function on Zoom, and we'll come round to as many of you as we can for a question. We're going to begin with Gail Davis from Sky Sports News. Gail, when you appear on the panel, please unmute yourself and away you go. You there, Gail?
I am there. Sorry, it takes a minute when you make me a panellist, so sorry about that.
All yours.
Thomas, let's start. This might be a long one. COVID and fitness.
This is
because it might be a bit of a list. How are the likes of Kante, Silva, Havertz, Aspilicueta, Christensen, Chalobah, and anybody else that you might want to tell us about?
Well, there are not so many news, which is maybe good news. So, of course, the long-term injuries will not come back. But from this game, we just had a cramp with Aspilicueta, no injury. Kai's finger is pretty much okay to play football. So they will take care about it, our doctors and physios. And Andreas Christensen was in training yesterday. Hopefully there will be no reaction. We have another training session later. I have to speak to the doctors later, like after press conference, and hopefully the situation stays at least like this in a moment, because that will give us some more options at least.
Kante and Silva, COVID-wise, are they okay?
They are, they are okay, but they are out, yeah. Yes, but they are okay individually, and in terms of symptoms, they are okay.
And no one else COVID-wise this week?
No, not yet, but also not yet everybody in the building, so let's see.
Given how tough the last few weeks have been in terms of COVID, and we really hope, don't we, that the worst is behind us, and given the injuries that you've had, have your plans at all changed in terms of January and bringing people in?
Well, we are discussing and we are in talks, of course, with the staff and the board and the scouting, of course, checking the possibilities, what we would always do. But given the fact that we have some long-term injuries, we're looking into the market, we're looking into the possibilities, not under the very highest pressure, and things have to make sense for us, personality-wise, position-wise, and also from quality. So, yeah, but we have all options and check our options.
Given the difficulties that you've been having to juggle with COVID, training sessions, injuries, and the Lukaku situation, that first half must have brought you absolute joy on the weekend. That was Chelsea, ruthless, back to what we had come to expect at the beginning of the season. And how much of a platform can that be for you in the next few weeks with some really big games coming up?
I like both last games against Liverpool and the one against Tottenham. That was not easy for some of the players, because they came from not a lot of minutes, or they came from injury or COVID. So they stepped up, and it was an important match. It was a semi-final, was a derby in London, was against a strong opponent, strong coach, who came from a good run of results. So, but the way we played was so focused, and a lot of determination that gives us a lot of trust, or more or less the proof that we can trust our players and we can trust ourselves, and that the group can trust. They have the ambition, they have the mentality to give everything and to try their very best in every single game. From time to time, it is sometimes a bit harder, and sometimes feels a bit more easier. It was a strong performance overall, very very focused, and in all parts of the game very determined, and it was a nice team effort. So yeah, we are happy because it was a deserved win, and from there we go. The last two games showed a good spirit, showed good quality, and it's very important not to lose the faith and not to lose the trust, because we still struggle from COVID and injuries, and that's why we need these kind of experiences to not lose our faith and still believe in what we do. And it was very nice to see. Yeah, and tomorrow is the next the next moment to prove it again.
Last question,
And just finally for me, what do you do with this game? I mean, clearly there's a lot of players that just, after a really brutal few weeks, probably need an afternoon off, but I guess there's others like Timo Werner that have recovered from COVID that need a bit of game time.
Yeah.
How strong do you go? How much of this is an opportunity for other players? Are you going to be looking at your squad rather than those guys that have got Spurs and Man City next week?
Yeah, we have to find the balance in between, because we want to also be reliable and be also fair to the guys who play now after injuries or after COVID, that we have a mix with also guys who are used to have some more minutes in the last games, but we need to find a good balance. I think we have 5 changes, which gives us a lot of options, which is good. And of course we want to use the match to get some minutes into the guys who desperately need it and want it, like Timo, for example. And but it's still a training, and it's still like 1 or 2 COVID tests to do. So hopefully the situation stays at least like it is now. And then we will find a strong lineup, because we will show all the respect to the team and club of Chesterfield. It's FA Cup, and if you want to go to the next round, you have to win this match, nothing else.
John Southall, 5 Live.
Hi Thomas, can you hear me there?
Yeah.
You can, hello. Is this again another chance for Ross Barkley? And is there a possibility he might go out on loan in January this month?
We haven't discussed it yet. It depends on what Ross wants and what possibilities there are, if there are possibilities, and what makes sense. So let's see. There's always a chance. It's not only about like, now is FA Cup and now you have a chance. There's always a chance to make it to the team, to the squad, and onto the pitch. Especially when there are a lot of COVID and injury cases. So the situation has not changed, not for us, not for anybody else, and we will take the decision later. He needs to do a good training, show that he's ready, and then we will do a decision tomorrow morning.
Talked about the transfer market and potential players coming in.
Yeah.
Is Emerson one of those? Are you keen to have him back from his loan spell?
I will not give you any details on that, but in general, I will not hide from the fact that we have a long-term injury with Ben Chilwell as our left wing back, who will miss the whole season. And of course, we know Emme. We appreciate him as a player and as a person in general. He had such a huge influence, although he did not have a lot of minutes last season, because he's a top guy, top professional. And he is still a Chelsea player, but it's not only what I wish for. It's also we need to evaluate the situation. But we're looking into it on this position, and Emma is one of the options. And I will not comment further.
You've also spoken about the COVID issues, injury issues. What's the last month been like for you? I mean, have you ever experienced anything like this before in your career, and how have you dealt with it?
Of course not in my career. I mean, we come now from lockdowns, and we come from playing in training in bubbles and playing with empty stadiums, and now we try to manage to continue to train and create kind of bubbles while outside everything is open and life continues pretty normal, and stadiums are full, which is a bit more demanding. No, we have to be very flexible, and we have to adapt in very short notice to different scenarios, which is very demanding. And we wished it was different, and still we are privileged to do our job and to continue playing football, which we love. But we are at some moments, as you know, we are concerned about the health and the constitution of the players. In some moment, it's a bit better. It's a bit of an up and down.
Ian Abrahams, Talk Sport.
Thanks, Adrian. Happy New Year to you. Hi, Thomas. Happy New Year. How are you?
Happy New Year. Thanks, I'm fine.
Good. This is what the magic of the FA Cup is all about, isn't it? Chelsea with loads of money and trophies, the trophy cabinet you could run from here to central London, up against little Chesterfield. And the fact that only once before, when Luke won Norwich 8 years ago as a non-league team, ever gone to a Premier League round and won. So you're big favourites. I mean, this is a game you can't lose, right?
You can lose any game in football. That's why the game is so popular. So you will never hear me say that we can't lose in front of the game. This will be hugely arrogant. This is not the attitude how we want to approach this game tomorrow. Of course, we are favorites, and in the opposite, for example, to Germany, where you would like switch the home advantage to the lower team, we have the advantage of having no travel and that we can play in front of our spectators in our stadium. So yes, we are the huge favorites. Yes, we want to win, and we demand it from ourselves. Still, we respect the game and the game and any opponent. And you can demand it from yourself. If you think it through, in any consequence, you have to deliver and deliver performance. So we need to be ready, and we need to have a strong squad and a squad that is ready to enjoy these minutes. Because if you want to reach the next round, you need to win, and this is as boring as it is, but it's like this.
Is there a little bit of unfinished business for you, because last season you got to the final against Leicester and you didn't win? So is there a little bit of unfinished business for you in this competition? You'd like to go and win it this year?
I think, except for Leicester, a lot of teams with unfinished business, because only Leicester finished the business, to be honest. And of course, but why to? If we want to go to Wembley, we need to win tomorrow, and should not get carried away by any thoughts and any sorts of unfinished business. Tomorrow is the business. We have enough to work on. We have enough to improve. We have enough to show and prove ourselves tomorrow on the pitch. And this is what it is all about. Don't judge the opponent. Don't judge the importance of the game. Just go and do our thing, and this is what we demand. I demand from myself, and I will demand from the players.
And finally, do you think one of the biggest signings you could make in this January transfer window will be to get Antonio Rudiger to sign a new deal? Because you've turned his fortunes around, and I think that there are many teams around the world that would like to sign him. So are you planning on having lots of conversations, taking him out for coffee, sort of making sure that he signs on that dotted line?
I don't know if that helps. If I take him on a lot of coffees, maybe it pushes him out. I don't feel that he needs a lot of coffees with me, and he's a guy who needs to trust you he needs to feel the connection, he needs to feel the trust, and he wants to feel it by minutes and by actions. He's not. I don't feel, Tony, that he needs a lot of words and a lot of pampering and coffee talks and invitations to dinners and whatever. He is a top professional. This is what he proves. He's very important. Nothing has changed. We're in talks. It's in good hands because I trust the club 100%, and I have trust in my player. So it's a no problem situation for me. Obviously, also for Tony, he can still deliver. He did a fantastic match now in a back four, and so he's super reliable. Nothing has changed. The points of view have not changed, and once something changes, you will be one of the first to know.
Last question in this section, Jerry Cox.
Hi Thomas.
Hi.
I know earlier in the season you said you saw no reason to change from a back three, but you played the back four against Spurs with great effect. You really seem to unlock your attacking instincts and so on. Is that something you'll now consider more going forward?
Yes, but it has to make sense. I always told you, why should we change? It's successful and it suits our players. But for a back three, you need three central defenders. For a back five, you need 3 and 2 wing backs. We simply did not have the players available to play a back five. So we took the responsibility and the risk and shifted into a back four while we were attacking. This is possible. I think that the differences are not that big if it suits the players and their positions, which it did for this game. We should be always open for it, but the most important is how we play in the system and how lively we play and how courageous we are within the structure. Structure is important for us, and we protect ourselves with structure, and the structure can help us to be stronger as a team. But the most important will always be like how the players live up to it, and they did very, very good. They were very focused, very also very lively within the structure, very disciplined at the same time. So it suited us good for this game. We did good, but and it can stay an option. No matter what we play, how we play, this is more important.
Okay, it's the end of the broadcast section. We'll now do a daily newspapers.